Back in November 2022, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy proposed to the world community the Ukrainian vision of a peace formula to stop Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And in January 2024, Switzerland and Ukraine began preparations for the Global Peace Summit, where the proposed formula will be discussed.
I spoke with the President of Switzerland, and this is a continuation of our consolidation of the international community. Every leader, every state that strives to see Russian aggression end in a truly just peace can join our global efforts at the first peace summit, which is scheduled to take place in Switzerland in June. We are preparing the summit, preparing its concrete results, a clear position of the world regarding a just end to this war.
In the next few days, the Swiss government intends to send out an invitation to the peace summit to more than 100 countries, including the aggressor country. Moscow has already stated that they do not plan to take part in the summit. At the same time, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, in an interview with the publishing group of Axel Springer, said that the presence of the Russian Federation was not necessary.
Of course, some parties to the negotiations, some representatives of their continents will present this plan to the Russian representatives, but only after we reach an agreement and form a common point of view among the countries that really want peace. Not just talks, but real peace. Volodymyr Zelenskyy, President of Ukraine, in an interview with Axel Springer, SE Publishing Group.
Brussels welcomed the announcement of the Swiss government to organize a peace conference in June this year.
We welcome Switzerland's announcement of dates for high-level peace conference in Ukraine. The European Union and its member countries will continue active international efforts to secure the wider possible support for a comprehensive, just and lasting peace in Ukraine. The key principles and objectives of the Ukrainian peace formula taking into account the upcoming Global Peace Summit. Nabila Masrali, spokesperson for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy of the EU, at a press briefing in Brussels.
The specific result of the summit, according to the Ukrainian side, should be a clear position of the world on how the war should end.
Ukraine's task is to achieve a just, long-lasting and sustainable peace based primarily on the UN Charter and international legislation. Ukraine also emphasizes that the work of the summit will be based on the same peace formula, which contains not only such things as which relate specifically to the end of Russia's war against Ukraine, but also radiation, nuclear, food safety and other things. So Ukraine expects that the course of the war will be ensured in such a way that peace will come, and to figure out how the aggressor country will compensate for losses and how it will be held accountable for war crimes.
Amid massive shelling of civilian infrastructure by Russia and increased mobilization in the country, experts are confident that they will raise the issue of supplying the necessary weapons to Ukraine at the Global Peace Summit.
Peace is needed, but for this, in order to move towards it, in a substantive sense, serious supplies of weapons are needed. Therefore, of course, the question will be raised, at least based on the fact that Russia advocated the so-called demilitarization of Ukraine, and Ukraine and its allies have already realized that without a large amount of weapons, it is simply impossible to resist such kind of aggressive attacks.
The Global Peace Summit will take place on June the 15th, the 16th in Switzerland. It is known that EU and G7 member countries will take part in it. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Yulia Granovska, UATV News.